Bye.
Hi everyone, I'm Jeryvee Shrek. I'm Jess's wife, and we're here in Treviso, and we are here also to ask Jessie some questions. And so, Jessie, how did you become a missionary here in Italy?
How did I become a missionary in Italy? Good question. While in the States, I was pursuing a way to be involved in ministry full-time. I discovered a Bible Institute located here in Italy in a town called San Lorenzo. And I took off work for 3 months, studied there, learned some doctrines that really changed my life, made me fall more in love with Jesus, understood my call to preach the gospel. It was confirmed to me there, being involved with local church planners here in Italy, missionaries that preach the gospel and start churches. And we got another bus going by. That's okay. And while living here in Italy, out of my normal Christian environment, in a place where there's very, very few Christians, I discovered, one, the reality that I'm called to missions. I'm called to preach the gospel, and God made me to do this full time. So I also discovered Italy has a great need for the gospel. 95% of the people here are Catholic, but only 5% are actually practicing Catholicism. Less than 1% are evangelicals. In America, just to compare, I think we're 25 to 35% are evangelical believers. So here it's less than 1%, which means still 0%. No evangelical gospel presence still today in Italy. And there's 60 million people in this country, 60 million people unaware of what the gospel is, unaware at salvation, the plan of God for salvation. So during that time, studying at the Institute, I was moved. I recommitted my heart to God, recommitted my life. I need to become a missionary, change career path, and came back because I was given an opportunity to serve here in Italy for 6 months. And during that 6 months, my heart was really moved because I was working with evangelism teams throughout different cities in Italy, helping the local churches. And I realized often we would go to little villages, preach the gospel through our mimes and tract distributions and things like that. Kids ministry, another bus, it's okay. And, but sometimes you would find somebody who wanted to know more. They felt the burden of their sin on their shoulders. They wanted to be forgiven. And we realized, well, this is the gospel, this is the good news, receive it. You want it, but I'm really sorry. The nearest church to you is maybe 2 hours away, 2.5 hours away. And so we would have to leave the next day and go to another town, and we realized, well, welcome to the family, but you're among the wolves, and that's how it's going to be. There's no one here to make a difference. And that really struck me. God really changed my heart and put in my heart, Jesse, you're just scratching the surface with evangelism in Italy. There's so much more. We need to do a lot more evangelism. But before we even do evangelism, we need to do a whole lot of sowing, because the average person here isn't even thinking about the gospel. It said, so we sow the gospel, we evangelize, and we make disciples, gather the people together, and we plant churches. So how did I get involved as a missionary in Italy? To make a long story short, I came to Italy, studied here, was changed by the hand of God, given a heart and a burden for the people here, for the lost. And I came back, 6-month period of time. That turned into full-time, and I've been here now 7 years. And
how did you meet your beautiful wife?
How did I meet my beautiful wife? There's also a Filipino church that started in Italy. The founder of our mission, Saints Equipped to Evangelize, over 20 years ago, started a church in South Italy in a city called Reggio. Jeryvee came to Italy 12 years ago for work, economic purposes. Became involved in that church, was a member of that church. And that church, along with the other 10 Filipino churches throughout Italy in this denomination, gather each year at our facility in San Lorenzo. And one summer, I was there helping to facilitate, and I met my beautiful wife, and God provided me a wonderful wife, great missionary, and here we are together, serving the Lord.
I didn't know that I will become a missionary here in Italy. But this is God's plan, and so we accept it, we obey it, and we joyfully serve the Lord here.
Amen. Amen.
So, bye-bye, and thank you for watching us.
Tuning in. All right, good.
Bye, ciao, ciao.